All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Roughin It. My name is Zach.
And I'm Christina. Do it again.
You're supposed to.
Do it again. I'm gonna.
Okay. What's up, people? What's up, people? Welcome to Roughin It. My name is Zach.
And I'm Christina, and today we're going to be talking about side hustles, specifically eBay. So we do a lot of side hustles, right? Like, what are some of the things that we've done?
We've just it's become a hobby of ours. So I think the main ones we've done, we've tried a bunch, but our biggest ones have definitely been eBay. I think eBay was our biggest one.
Couch flipping.
Drop shipping is how we got started.
That's how it was the first thing we tried.
That was an utter failure.
You do a little bit of stocks, and I invest in real estate a little bit. So those are also, I'm considering side hustles because they're not our primary source of income.
I struggle calling those side hustles though. I think real estate you can call a side hustle maybe, but stocks is just buying stuff.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about eBay specifically, since that is the one that we've made the most money on.
Yeah. So I'll start off by saying We've done it for before coming here a total of 3 months, and we averaged about $300 a month doing it, if I remember right.
Yeah, so definitely December was our highest month because of Christmas. Yeah. Obviously, we made $500 just in December alone, which means that we made around $200 in the other months, but an average of $300.
And we were really only working on it
to list things.
Total of what? Maybe one day a week.
Yeah. You basically just have to list things, and then once they're out.
Like, really, the work is going to find the product and then listing the product. And that, as a total work time per month, probably took, less than 4 days total.
Yeah, and those are also, like, sales before we had any reviews or anything on our store, which is harder to sell, so.
Yeah, definitely the more reviews we've gotten, I've definitely noticed the more sales we got. And so it's definitely a little bit kind of exponential of what your kind of overall income from it looks like.
Yeah. So what was kind of the idea behind getting into eBay for us? Do you want to start?
So I think we both kind of follow Gary Vee, which I'm sure like everyone, if you're watching this, probably knows who that is, and he always talks about how it's like you've probably seen his like garage sale flipping and stuff, and how it should be easy to make $100K doing that if you really hustle. And I think a lot of it was like we were just like, screw it, let's try that. Your dad is also really big into it.
My dad's had an eBay store for quite a bit of time, for a few years, but kind of on the side because he's a lawyer, so that was his main job. But just to make cash on the side, he did it, and he always told me about it. So I really wanted to just give it a try and see if I could emulate results.
Yeah, your dad is also, I think, one of the more entrepreneurial people we know.
He's a side hustler at heart.
Yeah,
he is.
And also, I think my aunt, built and sold a business where she sold vintage and antique furniture where she flipped it, and so that I think more relates to the couch flipping, but also kind of just evidence that if you flip stuff, you really can make some good money if you get good at it.
And personally, I just feel like in the U.S. you have so much opportunity to make money in ways that aren't just a career. So a lot of people make just as much off side hustles that they do their regular jobs, which is crazy. So I just feel like more people need to go out and try doing side hustles, because you could make a ton of money.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of different ways to do it. I think everyone has like one that's really gonna hit, and I think eBay really has been is looking like it could be our hit if we really work to scale up what we're doing. And I think what's cool about side hustles too is that if you build one around something you're passionate about, I think that's the way you kind of really can build your dream life, in my opinion, in this day and age going forward.
Yeah, and I think eBay is pretty easy to start off with because it doesn't require a lot of capital to get started.
Or equipment,
you need a computer or a phone, obviously. You don't even need a computer, you just need your phone because they have the app. And then you could use like $20 to buy an object, sell it for $30, and then just use the money that you make profit to buy more products. So you don't really need any money up front, which I think is a huge benefit of doing eBay.
Yeah, totally. Like, couch flipping, I think if you get good at that, there's maybe more money to be made, but you gotta buy a couch, you need somewhere to store them, like a storage unit. So there's a lot more of like you're really taking on like a real business.
Yeah, because the storage unit's like maybe $200 a month. Then if you don't have a truck, you either need to rent or buy one, which is expensive. Yeah. And then couches up front could be like $150 that you're putting down, whereas if you're selling on eBay, it could just be $5 or $10. Yeah. So that's a big difference.
And really, I think eBay is cool because you can, if you want to start off slow and try and just work on like, trying to figure out like, try and learn to what sells better, or like, if you write the descriptions, what way, like what kind of copy or words make them more attractive to buyers. So really it gives you like an opportunity to kind of spend some time to learn before you really invest a lot of money into the actual hustle of it.
And something I realized too is you don't actually need to know too much to start eBay. You don't actually need any knowledge on shipping or anything, because eBay calculates shipping for you.
Yeah.
It does everything for you. All you literally need to do is list your product, put some pictures up there, and eBay does the rest. So it's a really convenient platform, even though they do take 12.5% of your profits, which is a lot of money. But it's because everyone buys off eBay, so I kind of get it.
Yeah, totally. And so we made about $300 average over the course. And I think really, like I said, we were working, a couple days a month doing it, doing it. We would relist as we go, but we have a day a week where we go look for stuff, and maybe an afternoon where we list stuff, and we made $300 extra a month, which is
a lot. Wild. That's like a third of rent for a lot of people, so that's a huge difference.
And if we just double that could be we
just started, so like we're at the beginning phases,
and we as we learn more, it'll grow more. So
something that I want to talk about is kind of how we got our product. So in the beginning, like we said, my dad did do eBay, so that's where we got some of the product. He gave us, my grandma passed away, and when she died, she left a bunch of stuff to my family. It's just been sitting there, so he gave us some of that stuff to start out, see if we liked doing it, see if it was working for us, and then from there, what did we do to get products?
Yeah, so I think that kind of showed like that there is potential, like there is a real buying community on eBay. And after that, we started going to, Goodwill, Ross Dress for Less.
Five Below.
Five Below, I think a gem of a store, because everything is $5 or less, so pretty much guaranteed margin if you can find a product that will sell. And I think those were the big ones.
Yeah, my favorite was Goodwill, because you can find some real gems in there. Like, you'll see on TikTok, if you follow any finance people, that people will sometimes find like a Dyson air machine that sells for like $900 for like $30 at Goodwill. So you can find like ridiculous margins.
I mean, your dad said he found that one painting, and I forget the name of the artist, but he bought it for $9, and it's if you look on like certain art auctions, it'll sell for $2,000.
Yeah, it's like a famous artist, and it has like the 1 of 30, so it's like an authentic copy, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So you can find really good finds, because oftentimes, especially if you're in a good area, I recommend, if you aren't living in a good area, drive to a Goodwill in the fancy neighborhood area, because a lot of those people will just take a bunch of stuff, they don't even know what it is, and donate it, and you could find it, flip it for triple, quadruple the value that you bought it for.
Yeah, I was just about to, want to talk about that too. Like, the area that the Goodwill is in can make a difference in the quality of product that you find in that Goodwill. You want to go to the area where there's a lot of, rich old ladies who just want to dump their fur coat somewhere else because they want to get a new one, and you can have the opportunity to buy that for $9 and sell it for $1,000.
Yeah, actually, last time we were at Goodwill, there was a lady while we were looking around for a product that said that she found like Louis Vuitton shoes or something that sell for like $100 and something, and she bought them for like $15, $20.
Yeah, that's like a whole day's worth of work.
Yeah.
At like kind of a normal wage. But
and if you buy 10 products every time that you go to Goodwill, each for like $10, and sell them, let's say for double, for $20, that's a lot. If all those products sell and you go every weekend twice or 3 times, like that adds up to a lot of profit.
Yeah. So. And I think Michelle's talking about maybe what type of products sell best. And to me, like, I think I think is if you really find those super niche, like, collectible communities, if you just find what, like, for us, it's been, like, geese have been, or swans, is it?
Yeah, it's geese.
Geese, like geese figurines.
Yeah, I was going to say antiques, I think, sell really well, because if you're looking for something more modern, oftentimes I feel like people go to Facebook Market. That's like where the younger people go. But if you're trying to find very niche collectible items, you oftentimes go to eBay. And even the things we've sold, like we sold an antique barong, which is like a knife, for how much was it? A few hundred.
It's like it's like a machete. I forget what we got that for. I mean, super cheap, like under $20, but
it was like $200, and we sold it for.
It was $450. That one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like a barong is like is about the size of a machete, and it sold for $450.
And again, it sold very, very quickly because it's such a collector's item. Like, people are actively looking up barong from the 19 whatever. So it's, even if you didn't know a lot about it, like I personally don't know anything about barongs or knives, but we should talk about the way we know how to evaluate something, how to price it. So Google has this thing called Google Lens.
Google Lens.
And you basically take a photo of an object. Let's just say like for example this, like pretend this is an antique item and you're at Goodwill. You don't know if it's worth anything because you don't know anything about antiques. You take Google Lens, you take a photo of it, and Google Lens will bring up the exact photo of like what this looks like all across the internet and the prices that people have it listed for.
Yeah.
So for example, I might think this might be $4, but then I look it up and the exact brand, the exact artist, the everything is listed for like $55. So that's how we know what to list things for.
So you can kind of get confirmation of like, because a lot of these things, like, you know, we sold some like little paperweight for like $80. Mm-hmm. I would not have spent more than $5 on it.
Yeah.
But you know, we found it on Google Lens that it's sold for almost $100 everywhere else. We listed it for that, and we ended up making like a huge profit.
And that's why I say you don't really need a lot of knowledge, because it's not one of those things that you need to know all the artists and all the antique names and what time period, because you get to just look it up.
Because there's free software.
Using things like Google Lens, and then you'll be like, okay, if I buy it for $10, it's listed for an average of $20 to $25 on eBay. I can make $15, which is good. It's a good return.
And then also, if there's 5 of them there, you buy all 5, so 5 times 15. Mm-hmm. I think also, you know, to me, I think that's a good way to figure out what to list them for. But I think to get confirmation that something is selling, you know, on eBay, you can go, if you go to the filters, you can set it to only sold items. And so you can see like what they're selling for. You can see that they actually are selling. The date they're selling, so you can see like if it's like, you know, 1 a year, or like if it's like 5 a day. Yeah. So you can see like the velocity of sales of that product.
Yeah, because if you look something up and there's like 30 of them on eBay, but none of them have sold in the past year, that might not be a good product, because although they're listed on eBay for $40, $50, nobody is buying them at that price or buying them at all. So that might not be a good product. So using the selling portion of eBay, like what sold, is really good, I think, to see if your product is going to sell.
Totally.
I also think another benefit of eBay is storage. I think we should talk a little bit about that, because with couch flipping, for example, you need a storage unit, because the things are really big. But the good thing about eBay is that you can have an item for the long haul. So even if your item doesn't sell between a week or a month, you can keep it for 3 months in a box, and it'll always be there. And
eventually it'll sell.
Yeah, eventually it's going to sell, and you don't really need a storage place for it. You could just stick it in your closet. You know? Yeah. So I think that's a huge benefit.
And you can make good margin on a lot of small products. So it's like you can make a lot of use for a little space.
Even right now, we're in Europe right now, we're traveling, but back at my house, I have like 5 or 6 boxes full of just eBay stuff that I'm waiting to sell. Because
and we're still getting messages about them as we're here.
So it's like you don't really need anywhere like creative to store them. You can just put them in your room, in your closet, underneath your kitchen cabinets. Like, they're not big oftentimes, because the bigger they are, the more expensive to ship. So we tend to stick to the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think really to sum up like the best tips I think we've learned, I think, you know, finding a Goodwill that's in a good area is probably one of the bigger ones, because if you're in an environment where it's easy to find good products, that's just going to make the whole job of it way easier. You know,
I say look for smaller-ish products. You got to keep in mind shipping is very, very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And the customer does not want to pay $40 to ship something. Yeah. So keep in mind you want to do something that's like the size of your hand, or that's going to fit in a box like this big. You don't want to be buying something that's ginormous unless you're selling it locally.
And you get familiar with what USPS charges pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, because you easily get burned on
a few products. You're going to make a few mistakes. You're going to be like, this can't be more than $8 shipping, and then you go and it's like $17.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Smaller products. What's another tip?
You know, like I think Google Lens, using that in conjunction with the sold section, the sold filter on eBay, I think that'll really give you the best confirmation of like if something is selling and then what to sell it for. So therefore you can do that, you know, in less than a minute in Goodwill, so you can right then and there know, should I buy this and will it sell? You know, so I think you can kind of like be more confident when you're buying stuff. It's not just, you're not just kind of going off on a limb, you know, if it will sell or not.
I think something else that I think is a huge tip is keep track of your finances, and that's kind of partially my role, because I like Excel spreadsheets. I find them very satisfying.
I hate them.
And so keep track of your finances, because if you're gonna get away from the fact that you have to buy tape, that you have to buy boxes oftentimes, that you have to buy materials, and then you might think, I think I bought that for $8 at Goodwill, but really you bought it for $18, and that's
Yeah.
stuff might get away from you, and you might think you're making a lot of money, but really you're not, after all eBay fees and all the materials and everything like that. So keep track of your finances, I think, is a huge tip.
Yeah, I think really that goes across all side hustles.
Yeah, to all side hustles,
like
and just money in general, I think.
But I think eBay especially, because you generally have a larger volume of product, so it's easier to let it get away from you. So like to have that, to be on top of that, and have a spreadsheet, to have you do that, because I hate doing it, I think means a lot, and just also gives you confirmation that like you are profitable, and you're not just seeing you're not just having revenue without having all the expenses eat it all up.
Yeah, and if anyone's interested, I can post like a screenshot of what my Excel spreadsheet looks like. If you want to, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll post it in the description or something for you guys. But yeah, keep track of your finances, because it can very easily get away from you. Along with that, I think a great tip is try and get free boxes if you can. So personally, I worked at a doctor's office, and they have a lot of boxes because the medical supplies come in and out, and I asked them what they did with them. They said they throw them away. So I asked if I could keep them, and so every box that came in for medical supplies, they gave to me, and that's free boxes that you don't have to pay for. And boxes are expensive. They can be like $2, $3, depending on, and you might not think $2, $3 is a lot, but paying $2, $3 on an $8 product you're shipping is a big difference.
If you do that for every product.
Yeah, it eats in your profit. So find places that give boxes away for free, like on Facebook Market, your job, like liquor stores will do it. So look for free boxes, because I think that'll help.
Totally.
Along with free packing peanuts and everything, which we also found. We had a box of packing peanuts like this big, and someone was just giving it away for free because they had just moved. So look for free supplies if you can. I
think that could be huge too. Yeah. Just any way you can limit your expenses.
Yeah. Anything else that you think tip wise, or?
I think those are the biggest ones. I think after we get back, I think we both plan to really scale it up, because I think we have been given confirmation that we can make money doing this, and I think we can easily scale this up.
Yeah.
And I think we could get this up to, I bet, we'll have a $1,500 month.
Yeah, I think we could do like $1,500 months. And even if you make $1,000 per month, that's rent right there, that pays for your rent, and you're not really doing very much to do it. I do want to mention though that I think one of the biggest downfalls per se of eBay is that it is not very scalable, in the way that you will never make $100,000 a year off eBay unless you're a large corporation or something ridiculous. But keep in mind, you're not going to be making the same amount that you can off couch flipping, off real estate, off other side hustles. There is kind of a cap, because eBay charges you after a certain point, and there's just limiting factors. So keep that in mind. But I do think you can scale it to the point where it could really help your life.
I think also that really goes for. I think also, if you're even making $1,000 a month, you max out a Roth IRA in half the year, which is powerful. Or you have an emergency fund, filled up easily. But also, I think any side hustle that's directly tied to your time is going to be, you're going to get the money faster, but it's going to be harder to scale. I think we both have some side hustles that have a more passive income stream, but take longer to build up. So I think we'll maybe spend an episode talking about those and everything else we've done. But I think those are generally the better side hustles, because they can grow easier, and then those are the ones that pay when you're not working.
Yeah, they'll grow way more exponentially, and you don't actually have to do any work for them, because you do still have to ship things out for eBay. Yeah. You do have to wrap them, send them out, drive to the store, so you do still have to do some work.
And then with gas prices.
What,
Mike Tyson? Gas prices.
Yeah, so I do think it does take some work, but for the amount of benefit that you get, I think anyone could do it. Moms could do it that are super busy. Like, it just takes an hour while your kid's eating or something. You could just set up the store.
But it's also really fun. It's rewarding to see the money come in.
I love when I get a notification that goes, blah, 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 I made a bid on your product. I love that so much.
Or sold, so they paid.
Yeah, it's so satisfying, isn't it?
I think that really covers everything we've learned, or the most important things we've learned so far about eBay.
Yeah.
And so, in the future we'll make episodes about, we've done couch flipping, drop shipping, that was a failure. We have some other ones we're working on that are more long term, so we'll talk about that.
And we both have YouTube channels, like I mentioned. They'll always be down in the description below. So we'll talk about our process of going through YouTube and everything. Or he also has a website where he talks about everything fitness related, and we can talk about that as well, because both YouTube and the website are very long term, slow, painful crawls at the beginning. So we can talk kind of about the process of that and expectations people have versus the reality.
If you care at all about fitness, my website is fitnesssimplified.org.
That'll be in the description, like always.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, that's it for eBay. If you guys have any questions about eBay or anything you want to know, want us to make another episode, always comment down below. We're gonna do videos on all the comments. For the most part, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're a new podcast. I think we're pretty cool.
I think I'm cool.
Okay. Yeah.
You're alright.
Yeah, I'm just way cool. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it. You have anything else to say?
No. I thank you guys if you made it this far along, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace. That is a thing now, huh?